We are all doing life, but who knew life could be this funny? Doing Life with Maria and Chad, it's our podcast.
Hey, thanks for listening to us today. We have a very special treat for you. We all probably had heard at this point that Alex Trebek passed away, but have you heard the audio that's been uncovered of him losing it, saying some not so nice words? That and so much more coming up on today's podcast.
You are a liar. You are a fake.
Maria and Chad present.
Is this for real? Do you ever fake it?
Get the fake out.
That was a fake.
I think I'm for real.
All right, Maria, your chance to figure out which headline is fake. I've got a bunch of headlines here. Actually, 5 headlines for you to choose from today.
Oh, there's a bunch today.
And if you can figure out which one I made up, which one is fake, you win what? What do you want to win today?
Well, I won my virtual dog, and then I did not get the virtual food. So I think I need a virtual bed for my virtual basset hound.
Go in for a virtual dog bed today. All right. Good luck to you. I hope you can win that. All right. The headline number 1 is students at the University of Bali, which is in Indonesia, that can't pay for their tuition because of the pandemic are now allowed to pay in coconuts.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Number 2. A study. Oh, you're going to love this. This is like designed for Maria. You know narwhals from Elf, the animal?
Yeah.
Is it narwhals?
Hope you find your dad, buddy.
Yeah. So those things. A study found that narwhals are at a high risk of catching coronavirus. They're, if you haven't seen Elf, it's the whales with unicorn horns. Headline number 3. This could be the pest control of the future. A company has created robotic murder hornets that eliminate rats and mice.
Oh, my God. Okay.
All right, number 4. Hunter dies after shot elephant falls on him. And number 5. Scientists drove a tiny robot inside a living butthole.
Ooh.
Those are your 3 headlines. You figure out which one is fake.
Wow. Okay, well, number 5 I think is true because they've got cameras that go everywhere in your body. So I totally think that the camera up the butthole is real.
Yeah, okay.
Number 4, Hunter dies after the elephant falls on him. Good for the elephant. I think that's true too.
Okay.
I don't think animals can get coronavirus. Okay, so I'm gonna have to go number 2. The narwhals are at risk of catching coronavirus. I think you made that up just because I like narwhals.
You do like narwhals, but that is actually a real headline.
Are you kidding?
Yep. The study found that narwhals are at a high risk of catching coronavirus. The researchers say that coronavirus can bind to their protein in their cells, very similar to the way that it binds to ours. So I don't know why somebody was trying to figure out if narwhals were going to be affected, but that is a real headline. That's what scientists are working on. Let's go through the rest of these here. In Bali, the Indonesian people are able to pay their tuition because of the pandemic. They can use coconuts to pay, which is crazy. I guess that's legal tender there in Indonesia. The Hunter. This is thanks to our video producer, Dan. He sent this headline over to me. He found that this hunting guide was leading a group of hunters in western Zimbabwe when they stumbled upon a breeding herd of elephants. So they were startled. 3 elephant cows charged the group. The hunting guide then opened fire, but a 4th elephant rammed him from the side, lifting him with her trunk. Once his fellow hunters then fired a shot, the elephant collapsed on top of the hunting guide, therefore killing him. So that's good for the elephant. Yeah. And the butthole one. Yeah. Purdue University. A team of scientists there built a tiny microbot that can be operated inside the colon of a living animal. One day, this could be used for humans to deliver different drug payloads to different parts of the body. So if you needed something in your arm, they just travel the microbot up your arm and, give you the medicine there.
That's interesting. That's interesting because my sister-in-law, who had cancer. She has since passed, Michelle. They were trying to, put whatever it was that killed the cancer directly where the cancer was.
Right.
So I get why that's happening.
Yeah. My wife when she worked at University of Michigan, they worked on a project where they were going to have a camera that would go through your digestive system. So basically you'd swallow this pill that had like a little camera in it, and then it would take pictures all the way through your system rather than cutting somebody open. You could see what's going on in there. So science is crazy. And apparently they're worried about the narwhals too, these scientists. So I don't know.
Well, so the fake story?
The fake story is the murder hornets, the robotic murder hornets, which, by the way, I just saw this last night up in Washington. They found the largest nest of murder hornets. And if I understand correctly, these murder hornets aren't something that murder people. They murder other animals and other species, but they're not going to murder you, right? It's just a bad name.
Well, I was just going to ask you that. I mean, if another animal kills another animal, isn't it just survival of the fittest? It's not really murder.
Yeah, I don't know whoever was in the branding meeting for these murder hornets, they really sound menacing. And in 2020 when that came out, you're like, okay, what's next? Murder hornets, really? But yeah, they found some huge nest in Washington. Sorry, what were you going to say?
Yeah, well, with that murder hornet thing, I think they found 300 queens. And then they captured some of the drones, and speaking of little miniature cameras, they put little cameras on some of these murder hornets because they wanted to know where they went to go find another queen.
Oh,
it's weird.
Little cameras on the murder hornets. It sounds like a Michael Bay movie.
That's what I read.
Huh.
I know.
Wow.
So listen, I just got back from Mexico.
Well, let me say, usually we do the podcast earlier in the week and we had to push it back. So we've had a few messages from people wondering where we're at. That's the reason we're late. How was Mexico, Maria?
So Mexico was great. It was a well-deserved girls' weekend. We left Saturday morning, came back late Tuesday night. So we had 4 days. No, there was no issues with police. Everything was so safe and clean, and we wore masks everywhere. Everything was great. So it was my girlfriend, Teresa, Tracy, and Terry, my girlfriend, Terry, and me.
Okay.
And Terry's hilarious. And she's like, you know what? And we obviously drank the whole weekend.
Right.
My liver is still drying out. This morning I took out my liver and I wrung it like a wet towel, and then I put it back in. And I'm working on, I'm working on letting it dry out by this weekend. So anyway, Terry's has her phone out and she's taking pictures. And she's like, I hate selfies, but let's do this. We took so many selfies together, the four of us. And so we dubbed them Ussies. Because Terry did not like selfies. So we took 4,000 Ussies while we were in Mexico. And producer Dan, I will send you a couple photos because they're awful. And granted, this was at the end of day one and a few margaritas had been had. So funny. But I love the fact that we coined it Ussies instead of selfies.
That's very close to Hussies, right? That when you said that, I'm like, it's a picture of the Hussies?
Stop it. No, it's a picture of us.
A picture of the drunkies, which, by the way, I do not judge. That is exactly what people do in Mexico. That's the reason to go there. And you're relaxed except for your liver has to recover, but it was good, right? You were excited to spend some time with your friends?
It was really good. And this is actually one more story I'll tell you. So we went to Capone's. My friend Teresa knows the owner, John. So we went to Capone's and we watched the Vikings game because we had to watch the Vikings. She's from Minnesota, and the owner of the bar, Capone's, is from Minnesota. That's how they know each other.
Yeah.
And they had these great tequila bottles up on this high shelf. There must have been 20 of them. And they're white and blue, kind of ceramic, and there's a bell on top. I don't know what kind of tequila it is. I wish I was more prepared. But they kind of look like an hourglass.
Okay.
And I asked John, I said, John, can I buy one of those bottles? And I will say they are on a super duper 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 high shelf. And he goes, Maria, if you can reach one, you can have one. And he goes, and you can't use a chair. Well, I'm 6'1".
Yeah.
I reached up, grab a bottle. Thanks, John. See you next time.
That's awesome. So is this part of are you redecorating? Because you were trying to get away from the Mexican theme in your house. What'd you do with the bottle?
Well, the bottle was actually for my girlfriend Tracy's mom, and we're following the bouncing ball here.
Yeah.
She wanted a fancy bottle of tequila for her new bar.
Oh.
So we bought her the bottle. She can put whatever tequila she wants in it.
Okay. All right. If you haven't been to our Twitter this morning, we actually posted, or I just retweeted a video that I found on Twitter. It's at Maria and Chad on Twitter. You can watch the video, but I want to play the audio for you, Maria, if you haven't seen it yet. There's it's gaining a lot of popularity for a couple of reasons on Twitter. Of course, because it's a girl in a bikini, A. Mm-hmm. B, because of what happens. Let me just play you the audio and see if you can figure out what happens.
Really powerful thing you can do when you're around the ocean is just ask the ocean to cleanse and clean.
So she's in the ocean talking about being holistic and letting the ocean cleanse her.
Really powerful thing you can do when you're around the ocean is just ask the ocean to cleanse and clean.
You got to see the video.
Did she fall over or what?
She's completely engulfed and she's all, she's ready to do this pretty video of herself standing in the ocean and the wave just crushes her. It's really funny. Again, on Twitter, at Maria A.N.D. Chad, and you can watch that and retweet it and comment and all that stuff. It's very funny.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Now, I read this morning and I have to share it. And I know it's in France, it's not local, but hell, this is crazy. Uh-huh. I can't believe parents actually needed to be banned from doing this. There's an elementary school. So these are little kids in France. And they had to institute a new ban on parents throwing their kids over the fence when they're late.
Why are they throwing the kids over the fence?
There is a 6-foot-high steel fence with a gate, and the gate closes at 8:30 a.m.
Okay.
And it turns out it's hard for some parents to get their kids to school on time. So the principal says, quote, parents arriving after the bell were literally throwing their kids over the fence. And he said it didn't happen regularly. It wasn't like there was a line of parents and they're hoisting their kids over the fence, but it happened enough that they had to put a sign up on this fence. A literal sign that says, do not throw your kids over the fence. If the gate is locked, come back at 10 a.m. when it reopens. a sign.
Well, I could see the parent there. Like, I've gotten this far. I've got to go to work. Just don't hit your head on the way down. How high is this fence? Does it show?
Yeah, it's 6 feet high. It's a steel fence that is 6 feet high.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I don't think there's barbed wire over the top of it or anything, which would make it even more interesting. But still, come on, Mom, Dad, get your kids on time, to school on time.
Speaking of funny signs, I think somebody that moved from up north in our neighborhood brought this with them. I saw somebody put up a sign in our neighborhood that says, don't park on the street when there's more than an inch of snow because of snow removal. And it's literally a full sign in the ground. It's right in front of their house. Like, what's the last time we've had an inch of snow on the ground in Arizona? Made me laugh.
Oh my gosh, I wish I had that sign. That is so brilliant.
I got to tell you about this story I found on Phil Collins. You know Phil Collins, a musician. He's like one of my favorites. I don't listen to him often, but I appreciate all of his hits. He was huge forever. And I think, didn't he just do a tour like last year? He was in Vegas.
Oh, I don't know.
I think he did some limited shows. Anyway, he went through a divorce, and that made the news a while back. He was married for 16 years to a woman by the name of Orianne Cevey, Cevey. But what came out just recently totally shocked me because, well, what's your impression of what kind of guy is Phil Collins? Let me just ask you, because you know his music well. What kind of guy do you think he is?
I think he's his music is pretty laid back and it's kind of moody. I think he's kind of a laid back guy, but little asterisk, he is a musician. So he could be a little cray-cray.
Well, he is a lot cray-cray, it turns out. When she...
Oh, no.
She got the mansion in the divorce, but now she's saying the reason, probably one of the main reasons, probably there are multiple reasons, one of the main reasons she couldn't live with him anymore is that he lived in a state of squalor. She says he refused to brush his teeth and even shower for upwards of an entire year.
Oh my God.
And it was so unbearable that their sex life suffered as a result.
You think?
He obviously has enough money to be able to keep himself relatively clean, or probably have people to keep him clean for himself.
Right.
That really shocked me. I don't know anything about him except for his music until now. And I saw that and I was like, I don't know. It really caught me off guard. I'm like, I just never would have guessed.
I wonder why. I don't know. I'm speechless. I don't know. Why? He always looked clean on stage.
Yeah. I don't know. You don't get too close to him because you're out in the audience. But the other thing that I saw, it kind of ties into that on Facebook. One of my friends posted a picture of him taking a bubble bath. He was in the tub. He had a rubber ducky and he was drinking a Bud Light. And I wrote this down. He wrote, "Screw all those people that say guys can't take bubble bath. Ladies, would you look at a guy differently because he takes bubble baths?" And he had all these comments on his Facebook page. Do you think differently if your husband was taking a bubble bath?
My husband loves baths. He hasn't had one in a while. He showers. He's not like Phil Collins, but he actually is a bath guy. He kind of uses our hot tub as a bath. So he takes, especially in the winter, he'll get in the hot tub almost every night.
We haven't had a bath in our home for a while, and I'm glad we don't because we never used it. We would, move in and out of homes, and we're like, we used that once. It was just kind of a waste of space for us. And it's not because...
The problem...
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. The problem with bathtubs, when they're big enough for adults, is the water gets cold really fast.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, our daughter has used them, but I don't know. I guess that when I was a kid, I used them, and then I just kind of got into the shower mode. Did you, you obviously heard while you were in Mexico the sad news about Alex Trebek?
Yes, totally sad.
Yeah, it is. By all accounts, everybody loved the guy, and he was a legend, and we all knew it was coming, but we were shocked when we got the news that he has passed. But this will make you smile because he's human like all of us. And Maria and I have worked together a long time, and we've said dirty words on occasion. But I found, I don't think you've heard this yet, have you?
I have not.
Okay. This is Alex Trebek shooting promos for the phone version of Jeopardy. And he uses some choice words.
So keep watching Jeopardy 24 hours a day and call this number. You dumb son of a bitch. You don't watch it 24 hours a day. There's a daily cash prize of $1,000 and fuck no shit. Call now and play Phone Jeopardy. She drank the poison that Captain Hook intended for Peter Pan.
Tinkerbell!
Fuck 'em.
There you go. That just leaks out conveniently after his passing. And I'm sure Alex would laugh that that's gotten out at this point,
He would totally laugh. He had such a great sense of humor.
That reminded me of when Casey Kasem lost it.
It'll begin this Sunday afternoon at 1, right here on the radio station you grew up with. Music Radio 138. Oh, fuck. What the hell's going on here? Oh, geez, well, isn't it the last hour? We got another hour to do? Geez, I thought we were almost finished. Good golly, Miss Molly. Boy, this is fucking ponderous, man. Ponderous, fucking ponderous. Hi, this is Casey Kasem. American Top 40 has moved to a new time. I hope you'll join me this Saturday morning and every Saturday morning at 2. Now, we're up to our long-distance dedication.
I love this.
And this one is about kids and pets and a situation that we can all understand, whether we have kids or pets or neither. It's from a man in Cincinnati, Ohio, and here's what he writes. Dear Casey, this may seem to be a strange dedication request, but I'm quite sincere, and it'll mean a lot if you play it. Recently, there was a death in our family. He was a little dog named Snuggles, but he was most certainly a part of... Let's go start again. From coming out of the record. Play the record, okay? Please. See, when you come out of those up-tempo goddamn numbers, man, it's impossible to make those transitions, and then you got to go into somebody dying. You know, they do this to me all the time. I don't know what the hell they do it for, but goddamn it, if we can't come out of a slow record, I don't understand it. Is Don on the phone? Okay, I want a goddamn concerted effort to come out of a record that isn't a fucking up-tempo record every time I do a goddamn death dedication.
We all have our days, don't we?
I feel his pain, man. I get it.
All right, let's do this. The final question for today.
The final question.
Answer this for me, Maria. What's the most useless thing you've ever bought?
Coincidentally, it was something I bought recently, and it's still sitting on my desk right now.
What's that?
This stupid Ghost Express Ghost in a Box bull crap that I bought. That was useless.
Yeah, if you missed that, listen back and don't, go back to our last couple podcasts. You'll hear that was kind of, you got a key, right? Isn't that what you got?
Well, I was promised I would be mailed a ghost, and the kind of ghost it was, and something that was taken from a haunted house. Okay. And I got a key and a box and a little thing that said my ghost is likes to touch people and is a shadow ghost. It was stupid.
My answer would have to be, I bought it in February, right before the pandemic started. It was on sale. And everything I do is digital, my phone, my computer. And I thought, okay, this year I'm going to write things down with actually on a paper with pen and organize differently. I bought, this is going to kill you. I bought a 2020 planner, like to plan the year before 2020 became what it is. I just thought that was so funny. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to plan this year. Everything's a curveball. But yeah, that would be the most useless thing I've ever bought. If you want to answer the final question again, what's the most useless thing you've ever bought? You can do it on Instagram at Maria and Chad. You can go to Facebook, search for Doing Life with Maria and Chad, or just search for Maria and Chad. And we are available to listen to you can listen to our podcast all over the internet. Where are some of the places, Maria?
Of course, Spotify, I think, is pretty popular. Mm-hmm. The TuneIn app, Pandora, Google Podcast, Amazon Music, we're there now. Mm-hmm. Stitcher, yeah. Podbean.
Mm-hmm. TuneIn, did you say that one already? TuneIn.
I said TuneIn.
Google Podcasts, you got it all, I think. Then YouTube, iHeartRadio. On YouTube, you can see the photos of Maria's, what do you call them? Not selfies, they are...
Ussies.
Ussies. Look at Maria's Ussies. That almost sounds dirty. Just search for Doing Life with Maria and Chad, and make sure you check us out next time. We got a new podcast coming your way very, very soon.
Thanks again for listening to Doing Life with Maria and Chad. Follow us on Instagram at Maria and Chad and Facebook. You can now listen for free in all these places. The radio.com app, on the iHeartRadio app, Spotify, the Amazon Music app, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, TuneIn, Pandora, Podbean, and of course, YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss a single episode.